Like, full honesty, this is a tough situation that I am in. It's scary to rebuild. Hello, wonderful humans, and welcome back to Sargy Style. I'm Sarge, and I am so excited to have you here today. Whether you are new or a returning viewer or subscriber, hello, welcome. I hope everyone is doing as well as possible, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. So, as I've mentioned in my last video, which I will link both above and in the description section down below. As I mentioned in that video, I've totally and completely fallen apart in a real, I'm actually truly not okay, and I'm really, really struggling, and I need to face that reality and that uncomfortable truth kind of way. I've fallen apart in the oh man, this is tough to see and experience and accept. It's been really, really challenging for me to actually allow myself to see how far I've fallen, to just understand and accept how poor my mental and physical health have gotten, and to see how far I've fallen. I'm not proud. I'm actually very embarrassed about how far I've fallen, and I'm nervous to start this journey of rebuilding. Full honesty, this is a tough situation that I am in. It's scary to rebuild, and it's scary to see yourself fall as far as I have fallen. It has definitely been very difficult for me to accept and to be ready to make the change, because in order to make the changes necessary, that means I have to actually accept the situation. So yeah, it requires a really deep level of honesty, and it is going to force me out of my comfort level, but that's okay. This is not the first time I have rebuilt in my life, whether it be physically or emotionally, or my actual rebuilding my actual life. This is definitely not the first time that this has happened. It's not my first time, so I definitely kind of know what to expect, but this is without a doubt the most difficult. This is the furthest I've ever fallen, I guess. I'm being kind of awkward with my words. I apologize about that. I am swimming through the biggest brain fog ever today. But yeah, so it's not the first time I've rebuilt, but it's definitely the biggest it's the biggest challenge. This is the furthest I've ever fallen. This is the worst my mental and physical health and wellness have ever been. So I would be lying if I said I'm not a little bit scared. And yeah, I'd be lying. Oh, today's yummy beverage of the day is a French press of Himalayan beans from Boxcar Roasters. So yummy, drink local, cheers. Okay, anyway, it's scary to rebuild. I'm drinking that magic bean juice because I need it. So yeah, it's scary to rebuild. It requires a really deep level of honesty with self that is uncomfortable. And it just, yeah, it forces us to get out of our comfort zones. It forces us to get out of our routines and all of those things, but that's okay. So because I have rebuilt so many times in my life, I know that because my brain is shutting down and I am losing my ability to speak. So because I have had to rebuild so many times before, I am lucky in that I have somewhat of an idea of what's coming. But with that, I also have an awareness of the fact that I have a very unfortunate habit of pushing myself way past my limits or pushing myself way past what is a reasonable expectation. And I end up just like completely crashing and burning and falling further than I was before I started to try to like help myself. So that's not a cute look. It never ends well. And I know that I have a very, very strong tendency to set expectations that are way too high and to just push myself in a way that is like, it's just unnecessary. So this time I'm really approaching it differently, or I'm attempting to approach this rebuild differently. And the biggest thing is I'm really trying to go slow and simple to prevent overdoing it. I want to approach this in a different way, a whole new way, and to really have like a trial and error approach, because I'm not fully sure what's gonna work, what isn't gonna work, and I'm not fully sure what my body needs. Also, as I am able to get out more, things will change. So I definitely want this to be a very fluid trial and error, holding a boatload of self-compassion for myself type of rebuild, and to just really keep in constant communication with myself and keep checking in with myself so that I'm not going too fast and so that I avoid crashing. And just like building a house, I'm going to start with building my foundation, because starting with a strong foundation, I feel like will give me the opportunity to build my life up more and more and more. But all of this stuff is a lot harder if I don't have a solid foundation. So step one for me is going to be rebuilding a solid foundation in for my whole being. I mean, we're talking about physical, mental, health and wellness, lifestyle, all of it. It's all having to be rebuilt. So slow and steady, one step at a time. In August of last year, in 2020, I actually posted a video that shared my basic functioning rules, and I will tag that video here as well. Like, I'll tag it up and up here and down below in case y'all are interested in checking that out. But I did make a video about what my basic functioning rules are, so that no matter how sick I am or how unwell I am able to keep that baseline of functioning. And I really hate to admit it, but at some point since posting that video, I kind of that structure and routine kind of fell apart. I'm not proud. I'm really not proud. But what that means is at some point, and I really don't know when it was, I stopped functioning at a very basic level. And I feel like basic functioning is a pretty great place to start building back a foundation. So over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be taking this like 1 or 2 weeks at a time, and then like stop, check in, see what I want to add on, adjust, take out, so on and so forth. But for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be focusing on those basic functioning rules, but really specifically a few of them. I really want to take this slow and simple. I'm in no rush to rebuild because this is the rest of my life. I know that I'm going to stumble. I know that I'm going to struggle at times, and I don't want to put myself through too much too quickly. So I'd rather move forward slowly, slowly, slowly than continue to stay stuck. And so what these basic functioning rules are, I'm going to list them for you guys in a second. However, the ones that I'm the most focused on are going to be like my basic grooming and tidying habits, because due to the level of pain, exhaustion, and mobility issues I've been having, those are the places where I feel like I've fallen apart the most, or I have really like lost that structure and routine, because it's really easy to blow off washing your face or taking care of your skin or making your bed or whatever when you're in a lot of pain, when your mobility's bad, all of those things. So those for me feel like the parts that have fallen apart the most. Okay, so I'm going to go over what these basic functioning rules are, even though I'm going to be focusing more on some of them than others. So the first one is to change out of whatever you slept in. And that's something that I have kept up with. That's a rule that really, really serves me. It just helps me mentally start the day to change out of whatever I slept in. Sort of that symbol of like the day has begun. And then I have oral hygiene, morning and evening. Wash your face and apply at least a moisturizer, if not like my full skincare routine. And in the mornings, SPF. Wash your face twice a day. Take off your makeup before bed, like basic hygiene. Number 4 is deodorant and any other grooming. So if you shave, make sure you are shaving, brush your hair, that kind of stuff. Nothing like over the top. This is just like basic human grooming. Make sure you're doing that. And if you're able-bodied, you might be thinking like, what? But it can be really hard to keep up with these basic grooming things. So that's a huge one. Number 5 is to make your bed, and number 6 is to eat something in the morning. So make your bed, I kind of include that with general tidying. I'm trying to do 10 minutes of tidying a day. So I'm really, really focusing on the basic grooming, morning and evening, and getting back into the tidying routine of making my bed and then just like basic tidying, because those are the ones that I feel like I've lost the most, but also the ones that I feel like make the biggest difference for me. And then in terms of eating something in the mornings, I've been really struggling with GI issues as a whole, and pain makes me really nauseated and it really affects my appetite. So I'm trying to be realistic with myself and hold compassion for the whole like eat every morning. And at some point during this period, I actually found these fabulous nutrition shakes. And so I will sip on one of these and it's better than nothing. I really focus on eating breakfast, especially for someone like me, because I take medications in the mornings and it's just important to make sure that you have something in your system. But I've had a really hard time with that one. So out of self-compassion, at least try to get this down. But I'm not going to be focusing on that yet, because I know that I'm not ready and I'm setting myself up to fail. That's that whole push too hard too fast. I know how bad my stomach is right now, so it's not a reasonable ask or expectation or whatever. But like, yeah, so that's it. That seems really simple to start with, but that's the whole point, is I am rebuilding my body. I'm rebuilding my life, and that's a big, complicated puzzle to solve. So I want to start small, I want to start simple, and I want to start in a way that really holds an awful lot of compassion for myself and patience for myself and for my body and my journey. I do not want to overwhelm myself. I'm ready to move forward in a whole new way. So that's what I have for you guys. I'd love to hear if you have had to go through a journey of rebuilding. Like, what did you do? What worked? What didn't work? Where did you start? I would love to hear in the comments below. I always love hearing from you guys. It's really special to hear your stories and to connect with you. So please share any experiences in the comments below. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and you got something from it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It's a free way for you to support me. Double win. I super appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't. Please and thank you. I will keep you all updated. I will definitely be checking in and continuing to add blocks to this new life of mine. As always, my loves, please remember to always be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, to spread love, not hate, and to hold compassion before judgment. Wherever you are in this big, beautiful world of ours, I hope that you are staying safe and that you have the best possible rest of your day or night. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I am sending you endless love. Bye!